I'm going to talk about roadside treasures and scoring at the thrift store and a little bit about my front yard landscaping. Stay tuned. Hey folks, welcome back to Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. I'm your host, Jerry Hansen. Yeah, I got roadside treasures. I got some I scored at the thrift shop, and also I wanted to point out these little items I picked up at discounted price. I get them at Hobby Lobby is where I purchased them. These are these candles. I have a set of them in my lanterns on my front gate posts. They have little 3 AAA batteries that powers them, and you can turn them on where they stay on, or you can slide them over and you can put them on a timer. The timer stays on for 5 hours. I have these lights programmed to come on at 5 p.m. and then they automatically turn off at 10 p.m. So the battery life lasts a long time if you do it that way. I also have a set on my coffee table, and those I have programmed to come on at 5 p.m. And then I too have some sitting in the sconces in the dining room, and I did purchase some red ones for the Christmas season. They're all AAA batteries, 3 of them, and they have a timer on them, or you can have them on permanently. So I really like these features. It saves some money with not having to buy candles all the time and not worrying about fires. Yes. Now, as far as a roadside treasure, I just so happened to yesterday I was doing a photo shoot at a 100-year-old cabin. I was preparing some photos and getting things staged for using those photos for being inspired to paint some watercolor. So that's why I was down there and doing some photography, videography, and some photographs. Anyway, I got those videos coming up, so stay tuned for those. But this, when I left the site, I was heading down to the store to grab something, and the neighbor was putting this out. There was 2 of them. He was putting them out on the roadside. They're toolboxes from Northern Tool. And I was looking for a toolbox for my flatbed trailer. I built this trailer some months back, and the trailer is free, but the decking I purchased, the paint I purchased, the bolts I purchased, and I put new wheels and tires and, of course, lights on it. But I was going to habituate an old toolbox when I saw this. The neighbor was putting it out. Comes complete with a key. So I installed it on the tongue. Well, I'm going to be installing it, bolting it on the tongue. And something else I want to add to it is I'm going to go down to Harbor Freight and get a little 12-volt winch that goes in there, and then I'm going to install a battery in there also, and that way I can get some ramps. I found some ramps for $80 down at Harbor Freight too for this trailer, and that way I can winch things up onto the back of this trailer, at least that have wheels, but free. A roadside treasure, free. There was 2 of them. I just needed one, so I only took what I needed. I couldn't conceive of a use for a second one, so I left it for somebody else. Yeah, and the wife came up and handed me the key to the lockbox. So it's gonna be perfect. It's what I've been looking for, and it's the perfect depth, so it's not getting too close to the hitch. So, score! Now, every once in a while, I like to go down to the thrift store when I have some extra money in my pocket. And just so happened, I've been looking for a ficus tree, a taller plant for the living room to try to pull everything together and break up the monotony of just the furniture and the wood. So I found my ficus tree finally, and $7.99. That was a bargain. Yeah, my favorite thrift store. I love that place. I go in there probably now once a week if I have money. If I don't have money, I don't go anywhere. And now we come to my front yard landscaping I've been working on this year. Finally, after 8 years of living here now, I finally got my landscaping started. So the grass is in, the grass is growing. I just got to weed and feed it, and then maybe sow some more seed in the bare spots. And I also put some barrier down to try to kill back the weeds where I don't want them growing, because I'm going to be laying in a border and bringing in some pea gravel to lay in there, because I want pea gravel between the yard and the house, because I still want to work with that fire barrier, a buffer to keep wildfires away from the house, because saving the house is the utmost important for me during wildfires. So instead of bark, which is flammable, I am opting for a rock on top of this weed barrier. Now, along this weed barrier here, I've got these flower pots I got from a bargain. I purchased them from Dollar Tree last summer or last spring, and then with these 6, I'm going to be planting mint in those. You want to plant your mint always in tubs, because otherwise mint will just take over everything. And over here I have gifted to me, so it's free, a whole flat of lavender. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant a lavender bush next to each pot, on either side of each pot all the way down. And then in between each lavender bush, I'm going to be planting a sage, because the sage will grow pretty large. So I got my spices. Now the key is why I'm planting lavender, sage, and mint is because they're all deer repellent, deer resistant, and also mint is a good rodent repellent. So I'll be planting containers of mint all the way around the house to try to keep those dang little beasts out of my house. Now I still got some things to purchase. I have some money coming in from an unexpected source. Well, it's an expected source, but it's money I could use freely. And I'll be building a deck out front, 6-foot by 12-foot deck. That's all I'm doing for the front. And then we're laying in paver stones across the front for a pathway to get to the deck. And the deck will be stepped down a little bit lower, so I'm not required to have a permit, so long as it's within, I think, 31 inches from the ground. The deck surface has to be lower than 31 inches in our area. Anything above that, then you have to have a code. Of course, you have to have rails. I'm going to put rails on anyway. Well, that's it on a little bit of an update on my front yard and landscaping, and also freebie stuff, roadside treasures, scores at the thrift shop, and also scoring some discounted battery-operated candles that have timers on them, which is perfect. I think Walmart carries those too, so check if you're interested in them. Check them out. I'm your host, Jerry Hansen. This is Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. We're a small, frugal homestead tucked high in the Cascade Ranges of the Pacific Northwest. Please stay tuned to more videos. You can do that by subscribing, then clicking that bell icon. That'll alert you to new videos as I upload them. Give us a thumbs up. Click that share button. Sharing my videos on your social media platforms helps promote our channel. Please be safe. Always be kind. We'll see you guys in the next adventure, and I'm always looking out for treasures that I can use. I stopped bringing home junk. We're donating stuff now. So be safe. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye. Hello, I'm off the beaten path today, and I'm going to be doing a photo shoot, and I'm going to take you guys along. Stay tuned. That's for my vlog.